Welcome back to After School Writers, a podcast about writing and love life and fan fiction, mostly fan
We are
fiction
definitely
and
a
love life.
podcast.
We are definitely a podcast.
Don't know about that writing part, to be honest.
It's like that game. Hey, two of these things are true, and one of them is a lie. One, I killed a man. Two, I killed a woman.
And 3, we're a podcast.
3, we're a podcast. Which one of these is true?
Tyus is a killer.
All right, so we got a couple of topics to go through.
Oh, I forgot we don't introduce ourselves anymore.
We can introduce ourselves. So, it's good for the video because we get the bubbles popping up. So I'm Dias.
I'm Fallen.
I'm Lid.
It's Nico.
And I'm the soup.
It's funny because
Guy.
like when Lid said I'm Lid, I think there was a piece of background noise, and Mex Nico, the Nico icon, like lit up.
We are
Oh.
Lid.
We're Lid.
We are Lid. We're all Lid.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we should, I guess, preface that Mex Nico's recording in his living room, so he may be arguing with siblings at any given moment, like a PS2 lobby.
Yeah, dude, I'm the Mexican in the COD lobby.
Yeah.
So I guess first piece of news, Soup. Do you want to like introduce this one?
Oh yeah, I guess it was my idea. So I was, I guess just like around the fan fiction world, they introduced recently I don't know why. Wait, when did I become the news guy? I feel like every time there's like news, I'm like, we should talk about it, and I'm the one who introduces it.
All right, Fallen. Do you want to introduce this topic?
No.
All right.
All right, sick. They AO3 introduced a mute block system, which people have been like losing their shit about wanting forever. And I was mostly curious, like, as what you guys thought about it, and like whether or not it's a good thing or a bad thing, if it even fucking matters. Because personally, I kind of just think it's not too little, too late, but it doesn't really feel like it does anything.
Oh, really? You didn't like find it to be like useful?
Because okay, so basically what it does is you can click on someone's profile and you can like block them, which basically bars them from commenting or kudosing any of your stuff. So it kind of feels like a Discord block. Honestly,
Discord block is useless. That's not. It's wrong.
yeah, you know what I mean. Like
Where
you
like
can-
it's like,
you make,
oh,
like, an account
someone you
or-
blocked posted a message,
Yeah,
and you're
And-
like,
and I
well,
s-
now I have to click it to like reveal.
It's the
Yeah.
whole neuron activation thing.
like when someone spoilers an image, you know, you just have to click it no matter what it is.
And then you see like the cursed Mari Nesso, and you're like, I regret everything.
Oh, is that the one without the :3 mouth? It's just a smile.
Yeah, that's the Cursed Mari doll.
Oh, I was
I
thinking
hate
about the one with all the eyes over it. But anyways,
What?
Oh, I hate that one. I know the one you're talking about. This is the one you got Con to draw.
yeah,
Oh, the Nesosite. Okay.
That demonic fucking
it's
beast.
so cursed.
That's a whole like inside joke on my server.
For anyone
I
like
hate it.
who's listening, basically, if you know what the Nesso berries are, the little plushies, like you replace like the eyes with like sort of, I don't even know how you describe it.
Just make it look like an Eldritch abomination.
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of cursed
You
shit
could,
on a
you could put a
Nesso.
picture up like on the video.
I'll overlay it on the video, yeah.
Yeah.
But for the listeners, it's basically just like a Niso, or I guess it's a Nesso with like a bunch of eyes all over it. You know, what's the thing called where when there's like bunches of
Biblically
things?
accurate, like angel.
Oh, Trypophobia?
Yeah, it's that. That's what I get
Oh,
from
yeah, I know
it.
what you're talking about.
I don't understand how y'all get that. It's not that bad.
I hate it. I hate it. Anyway,
Anyways,
Anyways.
I think AO3 in general, like, I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but I've always found it to be kind of lacking compared to fanfiction.net in terms of, like, tools to, like, review your story or to, like, just look at how many hits your stories are getting over a month and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
don't they have those like graphs that you can like look at though?
AO3
which
has it for, like, all time, and that's it. And then like you can like hunt down your story So like here, let me open up AO3 actually, as I'm like talking about this, because it'll help me think, right?
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about. There's like a lot of statistics that you could look at on fanfiction.
Yeah, so like it shows
But you
me like
can-
my top 5 by hits, and then if I want to like find one, like if I wanted to know like, hey, what are like my Love Live hits? I don't think there's anything to do that, right? I can sort by year. I can see, oh, in 2019, right? Here's my stats.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Damn.
Yeah,
there's one
there's
thing about that. If you update a story, actually, like say you wrote it in 2019, but you updated it in 2020, it would take all your word count that you wrote from 2019 and put it into 2020. That's something I don't like either.
Oh, really? So like even if you change like one word in the story and then repost it, it changes it?
I believe so, because that's like what
If you just re-edit the chapter, it doesn't change.
I'm not
but
even
if you
sure.
add a
Wait, so
new
is word
chapter-
count like all time, or is word count like new stories by the year? Oh, wow,
you can do
yeah.
by year.
Oh,
Well, I
yeah, wow.
updated my Eureka one shots, but since I wrote them in 2019, it takes
Yeah.
all 40,000 words and puts them into
see.
2022.
Oh, that's annoying.
I'm not sure how you would like necessarily compute that otherwise, but
That's annoying.
because it would
I mean,
count as
by
like
year.
one story, right? Like if fanfiction isn't really made for ficlets in the way that we do it.
Well, I assume because you make it so that you can add like chapters and stuff. I would just assume that they would treat the chapter as like a new fanfiction.
Yeah, right. So that's what like if you go to fanfiction.net and use their analytics system, they do it by chapter. Like you can break down by chapter everything.
Okay.
yeah.
So it's a lot.
I think there's
nicer.
also a way to see like what countries like are like reading your like stories.
Oh yeah, that's wild. So like, are you guys? So essentially, like, what you guys are saying? You prefer fanfiction's user interface over AO3's?
I was
Like-
trying to make the point that, like, in general, I think AO3's always been kind of lacking in these features.
Right.
I'm glad
Yeah.
to see the block feature. I think it's going to be super useful. I would love to see the trend continue because I think it's a good feature. I think these sort of moderation tools, if you want to create a community, right? Which Archive of Our Own is kind of famous for just kind of allowing everything. That's what
Yeah.
it was established to do, right?
To me, it's weird that
But-
it took this long. Honestly.
Mm,
Do
And-
the other websites have that?
Like
block
blog.
Yeah.
features.
Yeah.
I'll be honest,
I
I've never
think
blocked
fanfiction
anyone,
has
so
it.
I couldn't tell you.
Fanfiction has it.
I think I've blocked someone on fanfiction at some point.
I wonder how detailed it is over there.
I'm not too
If at
sure.
all.
Like, it's like that was like a long time ago, so I don't really
Uh,
remember that much.
Rob, you've used Wattpad, right?
Hell no.
I've used Wattpad. The dark
Same.
days.
Oh Jesus.
Well, if it's for reading, I think yeah, at some point. But like posting, no,
So you don't have like an account on Wattpad or anything like that?
no. There's nothing good on there.
So true.
I used Wattpad for a little bit. They had a lot of ex-reader stories.
Yeah,
which
I was about to
enjoyed.
say like if you
It's
want
like-
ex-reader stuff, like go to Wattpad.
There's a
Uh,
lot
Like,
of
like looking at her
ex-readers.
Wattpad
Well,
account, she's like, "Wow, I took that personally."
Well, let me tell you the most obscure. I think I've mentioned this shit before. Ruby Rose from RWBY
Ruby,
and Deku from My Hero Academia. There was a story I read on Wattpad that shipped those two together, and I was like for it. I was like, I like this.
That's
damn,
so
that would
fanfiction.
that would
Probably
yeah
the most obscure.
that would be a good topic.
Possible
Like
shit.
cross series ships.
That is so fanfiction. I love it.
Let me tell you about a cross series ship. Let me introduce you to Daya and Ellie.
That's not really cross series. They exist
I
in the
know.
same universe.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Yeah, no,
Okay,
I just kind
but-
of wanted to bring it up just because that was like a news thing, and then we sort of transition into like which.
Yeah, I mean, like,
fanfiction.
have any of y'all like used the feature? How do you feel about blocking features in general?
They're kind
I
of
think it's-
useless.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could just do the simple thing and ignore that person in particular.
Okay,
Unless
but
it
what
gets,
if like
out
you're
of hand.
scrolling through the Love Live tab and you keep seeing the same author write like adult diaper stories over and
Oh,
over
God.
again?
No, see, now you make a good point.
You just don't
Yeah,
want to.
yeah.
Hey, like no kink shaming here, right? But like, listen, I
That's
don't.
fair.
wanna-
No, yeah. I think the tag mute thing is better than the block function specifically. Like
What
I
is
feel because
tag mute?
well,
Wait, that's a
it's-
thing?
Well, it came with the block function. Basically, like you can mute like tags. I think actually that might be via a plugin. But if you block someone, yeah, you won't see their fix on your timeline either.
How to mute tags on
Wow,
AO3.
I'm actually gonna use that now.
This
I'm gonna
seems
use that.
insanely useful. Okay.
At least I
Especially
think
for
that's
like weird, like just ships you don't want to see. Like I've
actually.
read like Yakuza fix, and every single tag is like Kiryu X Majima. I don't want to see that. I mean, not to like nothing against like if you like it, you do you, but I just don't want to see that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
no, that's
like the
fair.
process is a little complex. It seems like it's not like a. Oh wait, no. Okay. Hold on. You know what? We'll figure it out after the podcast. But
Yeah,
it does
it
seem
says
like there
it's-
is a way to do it.
Yeah, I think it's via plugin. So it says blocking and muting. You can block, which prevents certain users from interacting with you, and muting, which will exclude content by certain users from your personal archive experience. So you can't mute tags, but you can mute people if
Yeah.
they only
Oh.
write that tag.
Okay.
Essentially,
You know what? That
Alright.
works for me.
yeah. So, and like I feel like the like blocking thing doesn't really do too much because I mean they already had comment deletion, so I guess it prevents people from you know
It's
if you
like a
put your
peace
thing
of
on.
mind thing, right? If you're like, oh, I just don't want to think about this.
Yeah,
It's
but I
like
think
the
the
same.
muting
Like
thing
you would
could be
block someone on
interesting.
Twitter just so like you don't have to listen to them talk, right?
Yeah, basically, the muting thing is interesting to me though because it's like, oh, I don't specifically want to see whatever certain person who only writes a certain amount of stuff. Or
Yeah,
certain
you don't
character.
have to like straight up block them.
Yeah. You don't have to boot up AO3 and then be like, oh, the only stories that updated for this series that I like are blank from
Mm.
this one person. So
Out of curiosity, for like the tag blocking thing, what would you all block for tags?
Question. That's a lot.
Nothing probably.
I block everything.
Block it.
Yeah,
My
just have
head-
You might,
nothing come up when you
might
search.
as well just don't read, right?
Just don't read.
Yeah.
Go outside.
No, but like if I could like make it so these things don't appear in like the search at all, that'd be awesome, right?
For
Yeah.
me, it'd probably be like a character, I guess.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
I'd probably be ships for me, honestly.
You're like,
Yeah.
oh, no more Niji. I'm just gonna delete all of Niji from my feed.
I can pretend Niji doesn't exist.
Oh,
funny.
Muse.
I
look
should
at
block the
this.
arena tag actually.
Yeah, see that like a character you don't like specifically, you could mute that character's name.
I can see that, yeah. If like you just really don't want to, but then like, I don't know. Like I feel like you're closing off a lot of interesting
Yeah,
stories if you're like,
I was thinking about that now. Like, what if like the character they just put the character in the tags, but they're
Right.
just there, but the story is like really good.
Mhm.
You would never know.
I guess blocking ships would be the best one then.
I mean,
Hmm.
maybe, but who knows?
yeah, that's a much narrower
Yeah.
field for sure. If you're like blocking,
And that's-
like Dia
that's
Ruby,
sort
I
of
would
the,
probably block Dia Ruby, or
I
like any
wouldn't.
Yeah.
incest tag.
I wouldn't. Well, fucking this department.
I mean, y'all do you.
I feel like that's I guess where I'm coming from with this is it feels like it's kind of just like they made a big deal of it. From what I've seen online, people like really like this, but it feels sort of kind of
So like,
I don't know. It could have been more, is what I mean.
It's a little like shallow.
It's overhyped. Yeah.
A little bit.
I mean, like, I want the site because I like AO3. I like fanfiction. I would like to see the site continue to improve. So like,
yeah, it's a good start.
if I was someone who had like more of a following on Twitter, I would also probably make a big deal out of it because I think, hey, you know, I want the site to do better, right?
What, like
Mhm.
fanfiction user with a big following?
Oh shit!
That's a thing.
Fucking
There's a
100
couple.
followers, bro.
You know,
If you
it
go to,
depends
like,
on the
Black
fandom you're in.
Penguin, A lot of those
It
guys
really
have
does.
pretty big followings.
I have never seen that personally for like anything.
Like you
Go
think
to the K-pop fanfiction
No,
writers.
I'm good.
They have thousands of
I
followers.
Check the
I was just about to
Minecraft
say,
tag and
like-
you'll find out.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
like,
want to
you
read
think
read
BTS
fanfiction.
the BTS fucking writers, God, they must have like 10k min.
Yeah, like
It's
they're.
wild.
But you know what? They write so good. I can't even blame them, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
you're
so
reading them
wild too.
Yeah.
Especially some of like the NSFW ones. You like
Oh God.
you click it and you expect it to be cursed, and you're reading it for like a haha laugh, and then you read it and you're like, this is like professional level stuff. What the fuck?
Why aren't
Yeah.
you writing something that's not this?
It's
Honestly.
like Mpreg 4, and you're like,
Oh God.
this is way too good for this.
Like, damn, they made a point with this.
I
It's
can,
it's
I
like
can say with
artists who-
confidence I've never clicked on a fic that said Mpreg 4 on it.
It's like those
Smart
artists
man.
who like draw NSFW, but their art style is like really good, and you just wonder why aren't they like professional yet?
Oh yeah. Honestly.
Alright.
All right. What's now that that's out of the way?
I was
what
gonna
do we-
like move
what else
on
we
to
got?
like pros and cons of each fanfic site, but I feel like we kind of got that in there, eh?
That was a good segue.
Kind of, yeah.
Sort
Did
of.
you have anything else you wanted to say on like the next question was going to be what are the
I was
pros and
gonna
cons of
s-
each fanfiction
I was just
site?
gonna say like I was talking about this with Lid like the other day. Is I feel like fanfiction.net has a lot more variety.
I mean,
in,
they
like,
banned porn.
series
How do
or-
they have more variety than us?
Oh, just like in ideas.
Us.
Yeah, Archive of Our Own
This is-
has
this
been
is my
like
site,
fairly
don't you
limited to
dare.
romance.
Yeah, that's something that I've like pointed out.
You know, that's actually a good point, because it seems like Genfics specifically on AO3 do really badly.
Yeah.
I will acknowledge that like when I started reading and writing fanfiction, it was like all genfics and they were all on fanfiction. So it wouldn't surprise me that like like what is it, like easily like 15 years of fanfiction built up in like Pokemon Tag alone at least. There's got to be
Oh,
like
yeah.
tons of really good genfics in there.
Do you guys think that that's because of the NSFW ban on fanfiction all those years back?
It was
like,
definitely
grew.
there
be.
before the ban. Like
No, but like
But
that
maybe
grew a safer work community, like there basically.
oh, like the environment is much more.
Yeah.
No, because like even before the ban, like you had to like change the tag you were looking for to be. Because I don't know if you remember, like on fanfiction.net, at least before, maybe they changed it recently. But when you would like, let's say I wanted to read Pokemon stories, I would click on Pokemon, and then I would have to scroll to the bottom of the page and like change the filter to be like, oh, from G to like E or whatever, or G to teen, and then you had to like include more stuff in there before it would let you see the mature stuff.
Well, and that's the one thing that I can say that's pretty consistent over every fanfiction site. All of them have fucking ass for search engines.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, so true.
They're so bad.
Yeah, I just Google like the pairing I want and like type
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
site.
I've
And
definitely
and
done
also
that with
like
Pixiv.
with fanfiction, something I've realized that some fics don't show up in fanfiction when you search them up.
Oh really? Like, do you have any
So-
examples of that?
So like that one time we played Overwatch, I was like, wait, like I remember reading this like Overwatch Fallout crossover, and I tried looking for it directly on fanfiction.net, and I couldn't find it. And then it wasn't until I found like a Reddit thread of it that I found like the actual link.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, that's interesting.
Do they just
Yeah.
hide it because like?
Is it in like the crossovers section instead
No,
of the
I
stories
that's how
section?
I searched it up. I tried using the crossover like feature, and I couldn't find it. I think maybe it's possible to like kind of do what like YouTube does, where you can unlist stuff.
Is it like tagged wrong? Maybe.
I don't think so. I think it's right.
Because I know AO3 has this where on your profile settings you can specifically be like, remove my profile from search engines.
Mm.
So maybe it's something like that.
I mean, I imagine. I just think it's probably like some unlisting type like feature.
So this is something interesting though, because like Supreme was like, oh yeah, all the search sites are ass, and like all four of you agreed at the same time. What is it
It's fucking
about
true.
fanfiction sites that are especially like make it hard to search for?
I think it's just too broad.
Yeah, because like if you're searching for something specific, it's gonna be hard to find.
So
I don't know. Like what if you like, for example, you go into AO3 and you type in like, I fucking like. Say you have a foot fetish and you want feet. If you type feet
Right,
into the
right.
Thanks
search-
for the call out.
Listen, hear me out.
Okay, you have
type
like a
feet.
fetish you want to see, right?
Yeah. Like you like feet, so you type feet into the search bar and you hit enter. It'll like bring up things that have feet like in their description, or like you have to scroll down usually like 8 or 9 fics before you get to one that has feet tagged in it. Sometimes
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't even get them.
Yeah.
It's just like I just want a search algorithm that's like, all right, if you're searching, it'll search tags only, or if you're searching, it'll search descriptions only. It's just weird that it's like you type in a keyword and it seems like it just gives you random results.
See, like AO3 has the right idea with the tags, but the problem is that like people abuse them.
Yeah.
People also like don't fully tag their shit as well.
Yeah, that as well.
And the tag limit does help, to be fair. But back in the day, back in the golden years, it was
Yeah,
like
there's
you
still a
just throw
couple
every
fics
tag
out
on
there where if like you type a ship and it's like it shows up in every single search result because like it's just got 1,001 relationships filled in.
Yep.
Hate those.
So like how would you improve it? Would you do it like by I guess some sort of relevancy like the Google algorithm does? Or like would you want it to like just by default not check title and description?
I think it would be better if it just like dead
Maybe you
ass.
could filter out like that when you search it.
Well, yeah, but then
Yeah.
then you're like doing another search, aren't you? You do one search and you're like, oh no, it's included
like it
these
should-
search results that I don't want. Let me filter those out.
Yeah, it should just be they should just pick one. It should be like if you're using the search engine, it only searches for tags. So if you type in a
Yeah.
tag, it'll search for that tag.
I feel like that's how like Tumblr uses it. Like when you
Yeah,
search,
Tumblr
it only
does it like
searches
that.
tags. So I feel like the fanfiction site should use that as well. Because obviously when we're typing in feet, for example, we're not looking for a title that said feet.
Y'all
We're
really
looking
couldn't come
for-
up with like I don't know, like
Yeah.
mutual pining or
But like, we're looking for the tag. We're not looking for the title or anything like that.
I think you can do that on AO3, but like again, like the problem with like tagging,
Yeah, like let me just go right now and test. Like you go to AO3,
search of feet.
you
I
type
guess, I guess
feet.
like if it's like hey a fic isn't tagged properly, then that's like
right.
more of a
So-
user issue than a AO3
Alright.
issue. But
So let me give you an
Yeah.
Okay, so I found out how it works. If you type feet, it searches for the name of the fan fiction that has feet in it.
right.
So
Yeah,
it
like,
doesn't
I don't
search-
need that.
Yeah, like it doesn't search tags. It only searches the title of the fic itself. seems
okay.
bad.
No, that's
So like the third fic down is a
So
foot
it's
fic.
it's more relevancy than anything.
well, isn't
Yeah.
it more recency than anything?
Well, that's if you set it to like sort by like recent. You can also set
Oh,
it
yeah.
to
Isn't
like
it
by
by default
kudos.
recent?
Yeah, by default it's recent, but like if you want like set by kudos, you could do that instead.
Yeah, but I never liked searching by kudos. I feel like
That's how I do it.
really.
If I wanted to find like good stuff.
And you can get really fucking detailed with the advanced search, but like it's such a like hassle. I kind of just sometimes want to type in.
See, that's what I thought we
Yeah.
were initially complaining about. Of like, because like I've definitely had this experience of like, I'll look up like a fic, right, and then like like I'll look up a keyword, right, like I'll look up Kurosawa Daya, and then like
Yeah.
like 1,000,001 story she's in, right? So you have to go into the settings and like really like narrow it down. And you spend like 5 minutes like narrowing down the settings to the exact search that you want, and then you read like a 2K word fic that takes you what, like 10 minutes to read? Barely anything.
Yeah. Like for example, I just typed in Daya just now, and the top 3 fics that it gave me are all from 2017, and they're all they have Daya's name in the title.
Mm.
They should have suggestions to fix other people's tags.
I
Yeah.
wrote that down because I didn't want to forget it while you were talking. They should have that in AO3. Like, say you read a story and it's tagged as Yoriko, okay? This is a personal experience. So imagine you're reading a story tagged as Yoriko. You read it though, and in the end, it doesn't end up Yoriko. It ends up somebody else. I don't know, Chikoriko or something. I feel like, but it's not tagged Chikoriko, but it kind of gives a hint, anyways. I feel like that should be a thing in which you can like go into it and like suggest like, hey, this isn't the right tag. Change
I
it.
feel like it should be outlawed.
I feel
Yes.
like this
That,
there is a
Though
situation that
it
comes
could
up
be
fairly
abused.
often of like, oh, I have in my head I have like a 9-chapter story planned. I'm going to write the first chapter, but I'm gonna tag it as if it's like all 9 chapters, right? And so you have like all these other ships
yeah.
and tags in place for like future chapters that you haven't written yet.
Yeah.
Totally.
And
And
that should be added as you go, though.
yeah,
You're
like
ruining
I
your story.
That's
yeah,
how
exactly.
I'm,
You're
like,
spoiling
how I
it.
think you should do it.
That's how I've been doing it with me and Concon's story. You just add them as you go, because otherwise it
That's
spoils it.
definitely the ideal situation, right?
But yeah, no, like Pixiv, for example, has that where if someone tagged their thing wrong or forgot one, you as a viewer can like suggest a tag, and then that will send it to the person, and then they can either confirm or deny it. And like you can like even leave a little message or something in the comments and be like, "Hey, I'm sending you a thing to change your tag because you fucked up."
Yeah.
So something like
Oh,
that.
That's a
Maybe.
good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I feel
would be
like
better.
for some people they would just like if it's like in the author has to accept this change things, some people just wouldn't. But I think in a majority of situations, yeah, that sounds like a great idea for sure.
Yeah. Especially if they get enough of them. Like
The one thing I will say, though, Pixiv is
and
really
sends it
annoying.
8 times.
So
What's
the
that?
one
There's like 3 people talking at once.
It's true. We have that problem a lot. Dias, what were you saying?
I was just saying the one thing about Pixiv is that it only allows you to search by relevancy or not relevancy, like recency, unless you
Unless you
like.
pay premium.
Maybe.
Yeah, so what you have to do is you go on Google. I like what I said earlier. I go on Google. I type Pixiv, and then I type Diana Akko, Little Witch Academia, and that's when you get like all the fan art, right?
Maybe you should have like on AO3. Maybe they should have like a preset like search setting that like stays on when you're logged in.
I
That
thought
would be
that's what the
nice.
favorite tags were, but it's like not really.
Yeah, but like I mean like once you like open up the search, like let's say you want to always like how you said that it always starts off by relevancy. How about instead like it just does it to where like you could sort by kudos.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't-
or like you're only horny as fuck, so it like always searches explicit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like stuff
it
like
just
that.
like by default has like M/M blocked.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think that'd be sweet. But yeah,
I don't know.
No.
That's just a thought.
It feels like all of them are pretty similar, but it's like little stuff like that, especially and like Genfix getting more hits on fanfiction.net, and like the little things fanfiction does that AO3 doesn't would be like a nice change. But all of them kind of seem to have their own problems because they're all sort of fan run, right?
All right, that is the topic, eh?
It is a whole like
Fan
community
fiction.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So we need more money in fan fiction. People need to be funding it.
You know what
Oh,
AO3
true.
needs though? AO3 needs an app.
Fuck.
Yeah, entirely. I agree.
I'm reading like 30
That would
tabs in my browser. I don't know if AO3 can keep up with that.
Listen, I want to be able to like find the story, like close out the app and come back to it whenever, like not have to wait for like Google to fucking load up.
Dias, let me pitch
I'd like save it natively as well.
Let me pitch this to you. AO3 app with a bookmark feature built in.
Cause like,
Yeah, I
There
mean,
you
like
go.
AO3 already has a bookmark feature.
No,
like
I'm
fanfiction.
talking
I know
like
what
the
you're
mobile
saying. I know
one.
what you're saying.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
that kind of bookmark, but
Because fanfiction, like you could download the stories and like say like the power goes out, like that one like winter time in Texas, you could just keep reading without internet.
Also known as the Texas apocalypse. Where the world stood still for a day and a half.
it'll happen again. Don't worry.
Better fucking hope not.
But don't worry. Someday the government is gonna like fail some power grid, and the whole country is gonna go down except for Texas, and we'll be laughing.
You see, you got a point. Yeah.
It was funny watching that day unfold up in Canada because it was like seeing all the people from Texas be like, "Oh my god, it's snowing and everybody forgot how to drive."
Listen, it's
And I'm
like,
like, first
it's
time?
like hell froze over.
Yeah. For me, that's every November.
It was like
It's like,
really
first time, you
fun
guys?
at first, and then it got like seriously stressful within
Yes.
like, a couple days.
Yeah, around the time you guys ran out of power, probably.
Out of curiosity, Soup, do you know how like Canada does their electric grid? Do you have a national grid or?
I fucking dude, I barely know how to tie my shoes. Like, I'm pretty sure it's all like city based, but
So you have like a bunch
I-
of like separate grids.
like we have like for example in the province that I live, we have like province wide like hydro, and so it's basically one big power grid for like different sections of our province. So like there's southeastern, southwestern, northern, central.
Like, wait, so you're saying like each province is self-sufficient?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. See, that's what
Is that not how
Texas
the
wanted
states
to do.
work?
That's why we like. So like in America, you have like your national grid, right? And like all of the states basically share power. And Texas was like, no,
Yo, that's
fuck all of you,
fucked.
right? We want to be independent from government. So we were like, we'll make our own power grid and we want to be self-sufficient.
Yeah, but the
And it's
whole
only
problem
failed
is
like a handful of times over the years.
the whole
Yo.
problem with that though is that we were not expecting such like a storm like that, and
Yeah.
so our grid wasn't like winterized.
Texas has
It,
been
like,
always
backfired.
been like weirdly innovative with its power. Like it was one of the first states to adopt solar power, despite the whole like politics situation.
Yo, that's cracked. I did not know that because every state I thought was like a sovereign thing, like up here basically. I figured you guys would all have your own power, but that's
Nah, the
wild.
government like supplies power to everyone except for Texas.
Fuck, dude.
It's like a huge shared grid.
Texas is too big; they couldn't do it.
That's
Yeah.
probably why, honestly.
Maybe.
Man, we're really off topic. We should.
All right. So, Lid, do you want to introduce? Wait, where the fuck am I? I'll do it.
You're on a podcast.
Have you all ever written or started or even thought of in your head an original story? And if so, like, do you want to talk about it?
Oh, is that a question or?
Yeah,
That's a question, bro.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a
oh.
question.
it's a little
I
bit
wasn't
up
sure.
if you like.
Okay. I thought we were gonna do the other topic. I thought we were gonna do the other one.
I was thinking that this would be a quick one, and then we can end on that one that you're looking at.
Oh, so you want to do?
Well, because I know Fallen has an original story, right?
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm okay with. Yep, sure, I'm down. So we'll
This
do
is
like.
Fallen's Hour.
It's
Cause-
true.
I don't think any of us have written an original story, have we?
Nope.
No.
I've thought about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what?
Same.
Hang on. What qualifies as original?
Like
Not
100%
fanfiction.
Oh, yeah.
unique characters, 100% like
No existing like media.
Ah, okay. Then yeah, I don't.
like
think
you would have
much
to if you wanted
else.
to get this published, you would have to do a copyright.
Yeah, I
What?
couldn't do that.
Well, then mine's not really considered it, but kind.
Damn.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
Yeah, mine's
We're
mine's
all
not
up.
really considered.
we hyped them up and it's not even
Well-
original.
I thought you did
Yeah.
say you were writing an original one though, Fallen, or at least you were planning it anyway.
No, I said it's original, but how do I say it? I just took a okay, so you know like Kizuna Ai, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just took her and put in the story. That's it. And then the whole other story is just what I thought of. But
Oh,
that
so it's
one-
more like a crossover
yeah.
fic?
No, that's
No, you-
that wouldn't really fall under original.
yeah, no really fall under original.
Well,
but I
okay.
don't know, I just
Have any of y'all thought about like maybe starting an original story? Maybe getting out of the fanfiction space?
See, I think I've talked about this with you, Dias. Is like eventually I want to like maybe work on a game.
Yeah, we did talk
Oh, fuck
about
yeah.
this. I can tell you the story that I was thinking of. Like, I have a couple different stories that like I have in my head that I've got like bits and pieces written out, and most likely I'm gonna try and turn one of them into a game for sure.
Hmm.
In fact, I think I told you about it. It's the city building management one.
I think maybe.
I don't think I went
Like
into much
cities-
detail then. So
Like City Skylines.
I
or
think
what?
you may have just maybe you just gave me like a general like I guess description, but I don't think you went into depth with it.
Well, yeah, because like I didn't even know what it was, right? But yeah, like as far as like I think like if you're gonna like make a game, right? I think story's gonna be just like a natural thing that you come up with. With anything creative, right? You can start it without really knowing the end point, right? And it's like, just like to get it started is usually the hardest part.
I think like if I was ever to write like something original, it would probably start as something like premeditated, like a media thing, you know, sort of like what happened with Twilight, where it started as like a fan fiction for something else. Or no,
thinking of 50 Shades of
I'm thinking of 50
Grey.
Shades. Yes. 50 Shades was like a Twilight fan fiction, and they just changed it to their original characters, basically, right?
Interesting.
In
I
a
had
way,
no
wasn't
idea.
Twilight kind of fanfiction? Like she based
Well, I
off
mean-
that dude who played Superman.
Oh yeah, kinda. Oh, fuck, what's his name? Henry Cavill or whatever.
Yeah, like
I
when
immediately
she
thought of the name.
gave out the drafts. When she gave out the drafts, I'm pretty sure I read this. When she gave out the drafts for the book, on it was the original cover of it, which was like badly photoshopped with that dude on it.
Oh my god, actually.
I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere.
I mean, hey,
In a
you
way,
know
it's
what?
like fanfiction.
Handsome man.
I have to find that image if that exists. That's so funny.
Okay,
I think it's
but
only for the people who got the original.
I believe that, honestly. He's
I
kind of
will
got like
say,
vampire
like,
energy.
I think if I were to write an original story, I think it would probably have like some level of fanfiction-y feel to it.
Yeah,
I feel like
really.
a lot of writers nowadays would kind of incorporate that. Honestly, it's just kind of what's the word for it? It's
feel
kind of
like-
just ingrained into our society at this point, or at least like
Yeah.
writers.
I have no idea what you mean. What?
I mean, we always get our inspiration from somewhere. So in a way,
yeah,
everything's
yeah.
like a
Okay,
fan
I see what
fiction.
you're saying now.
Yeah.
There was a documentary I remember watching in school called "Everything Is a Remix," where it was like, it wasn't like super detailed about it, but it was like, hey, all art, you get your ideas from somewhere, even when you're like coming up with ideas, right?
Yeah. it's all
Sometimes they're
derivative.
stored in your subconscious mind.
Everything
right?
is like derivative, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, and to the same degree too, like I guess the biggest hurdle it would be to have, and I don't know if you guys are the same way, but like, because I started writing fan fiction based off of a passion for, and most recently it was Love Live, but even back in the day it was I really liked Pokemon and wanted to express myself, so I wrote Pokemon
Yeah.
fan fiction.
100% was the same way, right?
Yeah, so the hardest part for me with OCs would be having that same sort of like passion, considering it's just like off of your own headspace. You'd have to
You
be
don't
pretty
think it would
confident.
like just come naturally if you like put a lot of time in? You don't think like the Stockholm syndrome would
Maybe.
kick in and you're like, oh yeah, I love this original.
Maybe.
I mean, like,
I- At some point, I feel like I would be too hard on myself and say that it was too boring or something. Just if it was like your own ideas and it wasn't some media property. Maybe that's just me, but
if it's like a bigger media project, like a story, then I would agree with you. But I can say like, I mean, fuck, even like sometimes I'll play like the newer Pokemon games and I'll like make my character a redhead and give her like a fancy hairdo, right? And then it's like, oh, this is my character now, right? It's like weirdly easy to get attached to like an OC.
Yeah, especially like games with like character creators, like Elder Scrolls or stuff like that. You kind of like make up a little story as you go,
right. I suppose
I would
literally write
imagine,
an
like,
OC,
if you're
not
like
too
trying to work on a game, you're trying to write a book, right? I would imagine the process would feel very similar of like once you start to define your own story, once you start to define your own character, I would imagine you would get really attached to it.
So I just realized why I had this this brain blast, because I actually did write OC stuff because I used to write stories for my Final Fantasy character. Remember? and-
yeah, you did.
Yeah, and
we
for
don't need to
me,
talk about
it
how
was-
that ended.
It was it was very much boring to everybody except like me and the person who I was married to in game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I have that thought process of like, oh, if I just make OC stuff, it's gonna be boring basically to everyone who's not me and maybe a few people.
I guess there is a level of like you have to make it good.
Yeah. Or like get lucky, like hit the right niche at the right time of like someone reads it and goes, "Wow, this is pretty good," and then shares it with someone else or whatever.
I have
I
to
don't know.
imagine it'd be pretty hard unless you're like, maybe it's easier on fan fiction, but at least on AO3, I have to imagine it'd be really hard to get people to read your original story.
Yeah.
Do you guys know anyone working on? I know Light has an original story, but I haven't read that.
I don't think I know anyone that's currently working on one.
Unless you guys are lying, you're secretly working on projects.
You'll never know about my secret account. I've been writing for months.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah.
Shit, my bluff.
Dias just bluffed with like no, like in poker with no pair. He's like, I have the sickest hand ever, and we're like, no, you don't. And you're like, oh yeah, you're right.
Alright, I think we've exhausted the topic of original
Yeah, you wanna fucking
stories.
move on?
They're all. I think original stories are cool and interesting, and I think it'd be really fun to work on one. So,
Fucking write one then.
Yeah, maybe someday.
well, I gotta get the other components in first.
I dare you. You got to get the writing part down first.
Well, no.
I'm just
if
fucking with you.
I'm making it as part of a game, I have to get the game part down first.
That is true. The coding part.
Well, I mean, the conceptual phase comes first before anything else.
This is true. Anyways, who wants to do? Rob, do you? That's weird, making a guest do it. Lid, do you want to do the last topic?
I don't even know the last topic.
It's the last one that I wrote in the podcast questions channel.
It's above ConCon's message.
Writer's block. Kind of motivate yourself to write.
Good question. Please answer that.
You tell me.
Good
Please,
question.
I'm dying to know.
You know, honestly, to motivate myself to write,
Do you all like experience?
since hold on, I'm talking.
Shut up. God,
To
fuck.
motivate
Jesus.
myself to write, since I mostly write Yoriko, I just look at a bunch of pictures of them, and then I'm in it to win it, at least a page or two.
How many words do you usually get out of like one or two images? Is it like fuel?
Yes, I would say 2 images can get me at least 1K.
This implies
Ah,
that, like,
good.
this implies that writing Yoriko is finite.
Yes.
God.
There's a conversion rate here. The more Yoriko that comes in, the more Yoriko that comes out.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good Yoriko art. You know, maybe it's like a self-fulfilling cycle. Like the fan fictions supply the art, which supply the fan fictions. It's like self-fulfilling.
Mm.
I can confirm. You know, I actually saw this one Japanese artist that said they were going to be learning English, and they took a screenshot of a fanfiction on AO3, and they said, I'm going to start learning English with this story. So I think
Years.
it's true.
I believe it, yeah. So I was gonna
awesome.
ask, like, do you all ever experience like writer's block of like, oh, you want to write something, but you're struggling to put words down on a page?
Me for the
It's
past
everybody.
couple of months.
Yeah.
It's everybody, right?
Yeah, I feel like everybody's had it at least once. I guess it depends on.
If you
personal-
haven't had it, like, you are like the
You're probably-
strongest person on earth, honestly.
you're probably employed. Like, let's be real here.
You've touched grass.
Oh shit.
I mean,
the
you
people
can
who've
be
never
employed
experienced
and
writer's
still
block are the people who
not
don't
touch
write.
grass. You get stay-at-home jobs now. Don't worry.
That's all the time to write. You just get to sit at your house.
So, how do you guys normally like experience writer's block? Is it just like you want to write like the way I described it, or is it something else?
I sit on my couch and said,
Like the ideas start flowing. I sit down. They're like, all right, let's do this, and I just like, fuck.
fuck.
Yeah, that's how it goes down.
What do you usually do, Rob, to like get yourself out of it? I guess if you had that answer, you wouldn't really have it, but do you have like ways?
It's something.
to try
It
to-
needs. It's something like an idea needs to strike me like really hard for me to like. I have to get this down immediately.
Yeah, I kind of get you. For me, a lot of the time, it helps to like usually when I'm at work and I'm just like listening to music, I'll be listening to like a song or something and just thinking about a story, and I'll hatch an idea for that story. And that one idea, if I sit down and actually have time to write it, will usually snowball into, oh, this happened, so now I can do this, and so now I can do this, and then that's usually how I get rid of it. But getting that one idea is sometimes fucking hard.
Wow.
And never happens. But yeah, I guess music would be my answer.
I mean, yeah, music can do it.
Music is good.
Like a good song can usually like inspire like decent, not ideas, but another thing actually too. And I sometimes do this with this actual podcast. Like I'll be listening to a podcast and I'll like think of an idea for this podcast and I'll like write it down or something.
Yeah,
And then that idea spurs other ideas, which kind of gets rid of like, you know, us sitting at the beginning of the podcast being like, oh fuck, we have no questions or whatever, you know? Stuff like that.
I'm much less I'm much more shameless about it. I'm like, oh yeah, this seems like a fun idea. I'll just steal this idea. I'm like scrolling through YouTube and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good idea for a game show.
I mean, to be fair, if you do it and then you alter like a couple things and make it your own, then you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
nothing's
real
original,
estate.
right? So don't judge me.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna judge you. Don't worry. But
Oh.
Oh, this reminds me of something I gotta show y'all after the podcast. Okay. Man, it's like
go on.
I'm not sure like what else, like where else to go. Like for motivation. Following
Well,
what's
it
up?
depends. No, I haven't even said about the writer's block thing.
Okay.
'Cause I thought you all said it and it just left with me and I haven't even said anything.
Go for it, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you inspired, Fallen?
The motivation, like how to say, writer's block is not really the motivation. It's not like, you know, I don't have any ideas and I don't want to write it. I have ideas, I'm just too lazy to write it.
That's another
little-
thing, yeah.
Little laziness.
It's just very much procrastination. It's just like, you know, sitting down in front of my laptop, I have a lot of ideas, but I'm too lazy to type. I just don't want to type it out. I want someone to do the typing for me. So
Yeah, I entirely agree with that. Sometimes I wish I had like the voice to typing thing, but I feel like it would still come out wrong.
to be honest, the ideas always
Those
flow.
tools are really fun to use.
Yeah, I don't know, man. For ideas, if you get writer's block, if I get writer's block, which not really happens a lot, just take Taiwan shows for example. They have a lot of fucking exaggerating plots. Just steal part of it and just make it less exaggerating.
So basically what Daya said.
Yes, but I took it from real media on the TV.
I'm sorry, wait,
But
what
I
did
mean-
say?
Like, so you get an idea and then you basically go, oh, that idea could work with my thing that I'm stuck on.
Yeah,
right now."
but lessen the
Just like
exaggeration
steal
of it.
it.
Yeah, no. The thing is, I don't steal it whole thing. You know, I just take it and then like, okay, I'm gonna
you take the concept
remove
of it.
some parts. Yeah, I'm just gonna remove the exaggerating, the highly, ridiculous parts that should not exist and will not, like how to say, because if you put it in there, it won't make any sense. You know, so that's why I just remove it.
So like,
Because
if you're talking about for your stories, you're looking for inspiration for your stories, right?
Yeah, if I have writer's block, that's it. Like, if I have writer's block.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you're stuck at a certain part when you're writing something, you have no idea where to go.
Yeah. Just
When y'all are writing, do you
Mhm.
write in chronological order, or do you start with like something you're really interested in doing, or like the ending, or like how? Well, what's your structure like?
I just do it all the way through.
Yeah, it has to be
Definitely.
chronological.
Yes, definitely.
You have to
Yeah,
start
because
with like the
for me, if
beginning
you
and-
write it in parts, like if you skip, okay. So let's say like you have like this cool part you want to write. You want to get to it. If you start writing there, then like it's gonna be hard to start filling in those gaps.
Yeah.
I feel like that only works for if you have like a big overarching story, and then you were like, all right, I know where it's starting and I know where it's ending and the rough stuff I'm gonna write, and then you fill out the middle.
So I think like all of us experienced the worst aspect of this idea when we were doing the group writing, right?
Oh Oh yeah.
and we were like,
Oh,
okay,
dude, yeah.
I'm starting here, you're starting there.
Yeah, that's the thing with group writing. If you structure it like that, is that
But-
like because everyone has different styles of writing and different ideas, it's hard to get those ideas to connect.
I think they did really well though. So the thing I was gonna say was, so the group writing, those fics were around like 6,000, like 8,000 words, right? I think
Were
like
they?
for shorter stories, like, you know, the most recent one that I did was a 1,700 word story, right? I didn't start at the beginning for that. I had like notes on what I wanted to happen. So like there was a part and like in the middle where it was just like some middle bit where Yo runs away, right? And then I like wrote all of the scenes that I actually cared about. I think like if you're keeping it all in your head and you're just doing a really short story like 1,500 to 2,000 words, I think you can do that, and it's fairly like straightforward to mix and match these two parts. I think it's when you get to bigger stories where you start to have real issues of like, hey, how do I connect these pieces, right?
You know, I actually think you're right, because I'm kind of a bit of a psycho sometimes when I write short stories. Like I said, I'll be like working and I'll have a random idea for like a story, but sometimes it doesn't fit where I was currently writing at the time.
Oh god,
So what
that's
I'll
the
do-
worst. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll literally go in the doc and I'll write it down in brackets, like either a line that I want the characters to say or an interaction or something that's going to happen.
God. Yeah.
And then sometimes that is enough fuel to get me to that part in the story. Like I'm like, oh my god, that part is so good. I literally have to write now just to get to that section.
Brackets is
or
such a
something.
good idea. Oh my god. Let me tell you, I'm way worse than you. I will
what do
go
you
into,
do?
because I write all in Google Docs, right? I'll
Same.
copy the story and I'll write like in the top version like 1.2 or
Oh, dude, that's
something.
what I do too.
And I'll like erase parts of the story that I think are going to change, and I'll put like the new section that I want to write.
Oh, you guys are savages.
It gets
That-
so
that's-
bad. It's like impossible to remember what the fuck like each thing
Yeah.
is, or like what your
It's
starting
like-
point is.
Because like there's like aspects that you like about like the version that you're on, but then you're like, you know, maybe I could rewrite this.
Like you,
I-
you
I
know,
never.
Rob, do you
I
ever
never
like
do
start
that till,
writing
like-
and you're like, oh, but actually I really like this old idea, and you have to like go back and refer to your old notes as to like what the fuck was going on.
That's a big reason why I haven't posted a chapter for my like long fic. Is because I keep rewriting it. And
There's
it's
got to
like,
be
I
better
don't
ways
know
to
about
do
this one.
like an iteration of a story than what we're doing.
I don't
Well-
know. We're just I don't know. We're doing the most on that
And-
in that
and-
regard.
It's kind of a microcosm. Like writer's block is kind of a microcosm of a bigger thing, where like, you know, when you post a story and then you go back and you think about it like a year later, and you're like, this was so stupid. I should have done this, and this. You guys are having that like literally while you're writing it.
Maybe.
You have to like almost get brain suppressants or like punch yourself in the face or something and be like, no, this is how it's gonna be.
Yeah, I need one of y'all to punch me in the face.
So in these situations
Punch
where
my
you're using
computer.
bracketed text, do you like place it like at the top where it's like clearly visible of like, oh, this was an idea I had, or do you put it chronologically where it would go in the story?
You put
so-
bracketed ideas in there.
So yeah, I just said that. Like I when I have an idea or something, sometimes it doesn't fit within the story, or like I'm
I
not
don't
there
do
yet.
that, bro.
Normally, what I do is I'll put it like at the footer of where I'm writing. So like where I left off, I'll just put it in brackets at the bottom, and I'll write just above it. And then once I get to that part, I'll just incorporate it in or whatever. Like if it's a line of dialogue, I'll just incorporate that
I
into
see.
the.
Interesting. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
I might
for-
start doing that because like having like multiple versions of the same story, it gets really messy in my head and it distorts things in a weird way for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Found very
Yeah,
satisfying.
maybe changing up how I like write like that. Maybe it'll like fix the issue.
It helps a lot, and actually, rather recent experience. Like me and Concon have been writing our duo story or whatever,
Yeah.
and we have a whole Google Doc of like planned stuff for what we're gonna write.
Mm.
And with each chapter, we have the chapter header and whatever type, like whatever chapter 10, and then below it we have in a different color the chapter summary. And so like in chronological order with bullet points, it's like this happens, then this happens, then this happens. And if there's any extra details that we want to add later on, we'll like either put them in the header or we'll put them down at the bottom in a different color so that people can remember. Or like
that sort
like
of
while we're
organization
writing.
sounds like it'd be really fun to work on. Like I've definitely like for like IT like programming type stuff, I've definitely had like a database of like just shit that I want to use. Like it'd be really interesting to have something like that for a story of like.
And you get turned on by like Excel sheets too. It's kind of like Excel sheet version of a Google Doc, basically.
I don't know if I could do writing in an Excel sheet, but
Fan fiction in Excel sheet.
Damn.
that'd be interesting.
That'd be sweet.
Oh,
But,
for like
yeah,
organizing.
I recommend.
Oh, wait, yeah, you're right. An Excel sheet would be best for that, wouldn't it? Because you would have like that. I see what you're saying.
He's got a half chub right now. He's excited. Google Excel sheets got mentioned. He's excited.
I'm always full when it comes to Dia, so that came out weird.
that.
Anyways,
Yeah, it really
is
did.
there any? Do y'all have anything else you want to talk about on this?
Do you want me to cut that, Dias?
I was trying to come up with
no.
something, man. Listen, you gotta try sometimes.
Dias is full.
This is why kids, if you're in high school, take a public speaking course, practice your, you can put yourself out there a little bit. You don't want to be like this millennial Gen Z hybrid monster.
Starting a podcast of all things. Imagine
Definitely
public
don't do
cringe.
that. Don't leave any permanent traces of your cringe.
Oh fuck.
Just
Yeah,
kill
my
all
kid-
the cringe.
My kid's gonna see this in like 10 years and he's gonna be like, yo, Love Live is not based.
Oh god, dude.
They won't be saying based in 10 years, actually. Never mind.
No, I have like little cousins who like came across my YouTube channel, and I had a real moment of panic. And then I checked it's all League of Legends on there, and I'm like, okay, good. There's nothing.
They say you're like epic.
Either way, I don't know.
There's
I think
nothing
you're
for
still
them to watch.
disappointed.
Put your epic clips up on there. Do we want to
Basically,
do
yeah.
another? Do we want to do another question, or are we gonna fucking? We're at an hour.
Well, now that you've said, do you want to do another question? I feel compelled to do another question.
I feel like legally we probably should.
I feel like
Wow.
we have to do another question if you're safe. Hey, do you want to do another question?
How about we do stupid question?
Ooh.
Like we can
What's
do like a
the
silly
stupid
like a silly
question?
Yeah, well, what's the stupid question?
Is it the one on the dock that we talked about earlier?
Oh, I mean we could. How
What was
about
it?
okay, hang on. I'll read this question. It's the wording of it specifically is relevant. The question reads as follows: when you're not writing fanfics, what the hell do you guys do? And the credit is to Soup's friend who avidly listens
Thanks,
and loves
friend.
the podcast. They're my IRL friend. They said that they wanted to know what the fuck we all do because it sounds like all we do is write, apparently. So I know.
I
I don't know where they
illusion.
got that impression.
Oh man, how nice of them to think that though.
Truly.
Yeah, right. But yeah, they said, "What the fuck do you guys do when you're not writing?" I guess just generally speaking.
we can like end off on this. Like, what are y'all up to?
A taste of our personal life. Wow.
Yeah, very wholesome. Very, especially now that it's summertime and summer's kicking off.
Oh, God, there's like 2 different conventions that I want to go to, but I also just like hate traveling, and I'm like, I don't actually want to leave the house.
AC and convention centers, though.
Yeah, there's in Austin, there's like a retro game event coming up, and I'm like debating whether or not to go with my brother.
Oh, I've heard of the name of that. It's
I don't think
it's
you
not
would.
PAX.
No, I don't think you would hear of this. It's called Classic
I used
Game
to-
Fest.
Oh, okay, yeah, I haven't heard
July
of that. I used to
23rd
listen
to
to Rooster
24th,
Teeth.
Austin, Texas.
I used to be a huge Rooster Teeth fan, so I was wondering if like it was some like convention that I've heard of before.
You know what? If they have a convention, I would go. That sounds fun.
I think they
Rooster
usually have
Teeth?
one. Pre-pandemic, anyway.
You know Rooster Teeth, right? Red versus Blue.
Bizarre
Yeah,
Teams.
I know. I just they're still around.
Yeah.
They're hanging on, man, for dear life.
It's
I
hard to
thought
get
they
rid
went-
of those like big names.
I thought they went the way of Machinima and College Humor.
They're getting sued, so maybe.
Oh god,
Oh no.
the last pillar of like 2000s internet.
Yeah, really.
Well, actually, no.
Um,
Newgrounds is still around.
It's true, and making bangers. I guess, I don't know. What do I do when I'm not writing fanfiction? I mean, I fucking work. Because
Wow,
I
you
was
got a
gonna say
job.
my
Yeah.
job. Fuck.
yeah, I think we're all employed here, except Mexico. Sorry, buddy.
I think Fallen is going to war. Does that count as employment?
He's not going to war. They're not
Yeah,
like
not
dropping him off in Ukraine.
Hey, buddy, you're on your own. Good luck.
Are you sure about that? Maybe they are.
Yeah, I mean, if they were, would they tell us?
Probably not. They don't want to tip off the Russians.
They just drop you off the plane like it's Warzone.
They're like loading up Fallen, and he's like playing Bang Dream on his phone on the way.
That's what he fights them with. He fights them with the PNG anime
With
women.
the superior speed.
He's remembering what he's fighting for.
Damn. It's like when you pull out. It's like in the war movies when you pull out the stopwatch and the picture of your wife's in there.
Yeah.
He pulls up a picture of
Um,
Katori.
Yeah, I don't fucking know, man. I mostly just fucking play Xbox.
Ooh, what you playing?
Or, I most recently just finished the game Outer Worlds, not Outer Wilds. They are not the same game.
I know
it's,
people were.
That's the one made by Obsidian, right?
Yeah, it's basically Fallout New Vegas in space.
I've
It's
heard
pretty
that it's like not that good.
I liked it less the more I played it. If that gives you
Wow.
any indication.
Oh, oof.
Listen, I booted the game up the first time and it was fucking awesome, and I'm like, this is Fallout, and it's everything about it screamed Fallout. But the more you play, the progression isn't very good, the perk system isn't very good, the story's great, but the weapons are pretty limited. It's kind of small, like a lot of the especially a lot of the like worlds you can explore, like the maps, there's not a lot in them, so it's kind of empty feeling, which is hilarious because Fallout is its comparison. But yeah, it's okay. I'd say it was like a 7 out of 10.
Wow.
Don't really know
Rob,
what to say about
you would
that.
like it. You would like it.
I know. I fucking love New Vegas, and if it's like New Vegas, I mean, maybe I'd like it.
Yeah, the humor is very, very New Vegas for sure.
Is it like? Was it made by like the original like New Vegas devs?
Yep.
Okay, so that makes sense.
It was developed by the people who made New Vegas. The problem is I think they didn't have the budget they had when they worked with Bethesda. So you can kind of see where some it feels like the perk system was literally like not finished. So bit of a disappointment,
But isn't like Obsidian owned by Xbox? That doesn't make sense.
They made this game before they were owned by Xbox.
Okay, never
It's like-
mind.
Yeah, it came out. They got bought by Xbox as this game was coming out.
Oh man, too a little too late.
Yeah, so like it was day one on Game Pass, but it literally like they didn't get the funding before it came out on Game Pass. So
Oh ho ho, nice
Yeah.
game.
and so you can they made 2 DLCs after the game came out. You can tell the DLCs are like way more in depth, and like the weapons are cooler.
Yeah,
and the
that
maps
that
are
was
more
just
varied.
that was just kind of the case with New Vegas's DLCs, to be honest.
Oh, dude, yeah. There's one DLC that is, you know, the Old World Blues, Rob?
Yeah.
It's very much Old World Blues vibe.
Like what? Like sci-fi?
It's like a sci-fi murder mystery in like a casino hotel.
So basically, it's Dead Money and Old World Blues.
Oh, yeah, Dead Money's the one I'm thinking of. Yep. Very much like that, except if Dead Money was like, if it wasn't just in the hotel, it had like 5 other environments you could go to. It's wild and hard to explain, but very much like that.
I can kind of see it.
I can't believe I just went on like a 5-minute tangent about Outer Worlds.
Side note: anyone who hasn't played New Vegas should play New Vegas.
Agreed. And even if you have played again, the game rules. Anyway, Rob, what do you do when you're not writing fanfiction, which is always?
Thanks for the call out. I mean, mostly gaming. Recently beat Yakuza Kiwami 2.
Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, those
Yakuza games.
Dude, Yakuza games are generally like really good. Like you see the memes and stuff about them online, but like you start playing them, it's like, holy shit, this is like fantastic. Why haven't I never played this before?
Mm-hmm. Best part about those games is you don't actually have to be good at them. You can kind of just button mash.
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda, sorta. Not like if you're playing on an easier difficulty. I mean, like you don't have to be
the standard
amazing
gaming
at
experience. I have no idea what I'm doing, but all the NPCs are complimenting me.
The game journalism mode. That's the one that Dias plays on.
Absolutely. If there's ever a challenge, I'm like, no thank you. Let me grind up 10 levels ahead of where I should be.
Oh, like in Pokemon. Hell
Yeah. Absolutely in Pokemon. Oh my god.
This gym leader is hard. Here's my level 90 fucking Charizard. Please perish.
No, Pokemon is like bad. So like recently I was playing Sun and Moon, right?
Ultra Sun or just regular?
Yeah, Ultra. So I was playing Ultra Moon, right?
Okay.
And like I wanted to use Mawile because it's my favorite Pokemon, right? But Mawile is such garbage in like every single game it's in.
Diet.
I always use it, and it's never good.
Sun and Moon has Mega Evolutions, bro. Use. Oh, it's not till end game.
Ultra Moon, Ultra Sun, and Ultra Moon, they don't have it. Apparently, his like, I saw the Mega Evolution is banned on Pokemon Showdown because it's too busted.
The Mega is so dumb.
Which is so funny, but also so sad because I never got a chance to play with the Mega. What the hell is this?
Yeah, I used to play competitive with the Mega. The Mega's ridiculous.
Oh,
it's actually ridiculous.
Well, anyways, yeah, but like absolutely, I'm like just grinding. I'll have Mawile at like level like 55, and the rest of the team is like 42.
I respect that so hard. I love like Mawile, especially in like Ruby Sapphire. It's even worse because
I didn't even know the like folktale behind it. I just thought it was like a cool design of like this creepy little thing with a giant mouth that's gonna chomp you.
Yeah. Design-wise, it is very cool. I don't even know what fucking folktale you're talking about.
Like the lore? I don't know either.
So there's in Japanese folklore, there's like a woman who comes to your house. She like cleans and cooks and does everything, but she doesn't eat in front of you. When you look away, you'll see she'll take food and she'll put it behind her head, and the mouth that is her hair will open and eat the food. Right?
Wait, that's not what like regular women do?
Oh no, she's exposing us.
So like the folklore is like, oh, you think you have the perfect wife, but actually it's a monster that's gonna eat your face.
What do you mean? That sounds perfect.
It's
all about perspective.
Yeah, so Mawile is based on this general concept of, oh, you know, your hair is actually a secret second mouth. But I didn't see that. I had no idea that story existed. I just thought it's like a cool giant mouth
thing. It's the
thing.
whole thing where like the idea goes over your head and you just see the cool thing.
Yeah, I mean, how the fuck I'm in America. How the fuck am I gonna know about Japanese folklore?
I don't think they really like do that with like the westernized like localizations. I think they change it.
That sort of makes sense because design-wise, her body kind of looks like she's wearing like a kimono, you know?
Ah, yeah, I hear.
Like with, like it's.
I thought
sort
you
of
were gonna say it looks like
way.
a person, and I was gonna be like, yeah, all of the Pokemon look like people. There's so many people Pokemon.
Well, not all.
Like all of them.
Gardevoir though. Sheesh.
You got a point there.
No. Have you ever played Pokken?
No.
Dude, how is Chandelure
all
like
of the Pokemon very human-sounding voices, and so Gardevoir like moans and stuff when you like hit her or when she.
Now I gotta play this game.
Send a clip, Rob.
Send me a clip
now too.
All right, just type in Pokken Gardevoir and you'll see people.
I'm gonna type Gardevoir moaning into my Google search. Thank you.
Oh, I mean that's just every game now. Anyways, Lid, I didn't go fully, but like, yeah, I'm playing Pokemon and I'm playing Genshin Impact a lot. There you go. Lid, what are you up to?
I work a lot.
Oh,
That's
dude,
sad.
same.
Um, besides that, I've actually been playing just a lot of, I've been replaying Shield because I lost all my data on it.
Oh no.
Oh, your
Yeah,
Switch
but this
get,
time-
like wiped or something.
What is it? My SD card. I forgot to transfer over my data before I took it out and reformatted it.
Ooh.
So when I tried putting it back, like it told me it's gonna delete all the data off of it. So,
Oh,
That's
so
my heart.
we're replaying that. I've been playing Dragon Ball Z, and
Who's your favorite of the new Pokemon? I say new as if it's like we're almost about to get a new one.
you gotta be specific. Are you talking about the one with the cat and the?
No, from Sword and Shield.
Oh, I like. Damn, I don't remember his first evolution name. It's Cinderace.
Ah, yeah. A lot of
Oh,
people like Cinderace.
Score Bunny. Yeah. I just always like fire types. I don't like the water grass type.
The fire types are just cool, dude.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, I kind of like the energy of like I guess design wise, like Soccer Rabbit was always the coolest to me.
Soccer
well.
rabbit.
Yeah.
Well, and 'cause
Y'all-
it's set in like
did y'all
Europe and like
see
they're all into soccer, you know.
I had it on the Pokemon bot, the level 100 Wooloo.
Yeah, guy is like grinded, quote unquote, his Wooloo to level 100 on
that's
the
fun.
Poke2 bot.
Yeah, I'm trying to get there with Chincho. I don't fucking shit.
I'm doing that with my Mega Gardevoir.
Nice. I haven't even like switched off of it. I still just have it selected.
It's like the alphas in Legends Arceus. It's like every level they get, they grow higher and higher, and eventually they're just like the green giant.
Is that how it works in that game?
No, I'm fucking with you.
I wish it was. Dude,
I
Legends
totally
Arceus is such a good game.
Wouldn't that be sweet though?
I love all the little like remixed characters in Legends Arceus. There's a lot
game
of good
fucking
kids in there.
rules.
Yeah, I like that game.
That game was so
Very
cool.
nice.
It did look kind of like shit though, and made me wish that the Switch was like a more powerful console.
Dude,
but-
okay,
Yeah,
so like
that's the problem with the Switch.
this is like the trippy
Yeah.
thing about Sword and Shield, right? Like everything looks like shit, but then you go into the cutscenes, right? And the cutscenes look really nice, but it's not a pre-rendered cutscene. It's like using the game's engine.
It's an engine, yeah.
Which
animations for the
tripped me the
Pokemon look
fuck
pretty good in
out.
that
I
game.
was like, wait, and like there are certain areas and platforms that are really, really nice, but like the wild area, which is like was one of the most heavily featured aspects of the game, looks like shit. And like the game,
It's
like,
because it has so much loaded. Right?
the game is also
That-
like blatantly incomplete. Like it seems like there was like a bunch of stuff that's just like really weird about the plot and stuff in that game. Which
There
is,
was, I mean, it's weird considering that like Breath of the Wild runs on the Switch as well.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Dude,
and you know what
they
that
have
is
like
with
one
Pokemon, right?
super hype cutscene in Sword and Shield, and like that's it.
You're talking about the one with the legendary, right? I know
Yeah,
what
where
you're
like
talking
you
about.
summon the dogs and you get the music swelling up and everything.
Yeah, that one was cool.
It was a really good cutscene.
Yeah.
I like every time they Dynamax.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool cutscene.
Oh, my favorite part about those is like they're like cry and it's like huge.
Yeah.
Some of the Pokemon's their big cry just sounds so hilarious.
I love Dynamax. Like Mega Evolution was probably one of the coolest things they added, and then they took it away for the Z moves, and I was like, whatever.
Z moves were very mid. Dude, like the best one is when you Dynamax Pikachu and he just says his name. Oh.
Oh,
It turns into Fat
I love that.
Pikachu.
I'll say this
Yeah.
about Pikachu though. Have you seen the special like the anime for Pokemon at all? The Alola region one.
I've seen bits and parts of it.
So
Yeah.
Pikachu's Z move in that game is called like, or not in the game, in the anime is like, it's like 1,000 something volt attack, and it is like one of the sickest animations. It's like a lot of rainbow colors, and it's like I'll have to like
Sounds like a Naruto jutsu or something.
Yeah.
I'll have to like
Right.
look it up. Like Pikachu's 1000 volt thunderbolt. That's it. 10,000 volt thunderbolt. Like, if you're listening to this, like, look up the animation for that. It's really cool.
All right, so we've determined that we're all writers, and then when we're not writing, we just game. And
Yeah, pretty
Fallen.
much.
Fallen, what do you do?
Yeah, Fallen.
I sleep or I watch anime.
Hey, that's not gaming.
Oh fuck yeah!
No, I mean,
There
I
we
do
go.
game a bit. Bank dream, that's it.
Mm.
We're a little
Games count.
diverse in here.
Mobile games count.
Do you guys
I do
play
fuck
any
with a rhythm
instruments?
game or two.
Damn, I wish I could just sit and watch an anime. I can't do that like by myself nowadays.
So true.
It's hard to like get into them, you know.
Hmm.
You know, I tried getting into Jujutsu Kaisen. I watched one episode, and I could not sit through it. I don't understand why everybody's so into it.
Yeah, it's the same thing with me. Like we talked about this too, Lid.
Yeah.
I'll say to both of you that show, like the first 2 episodes are really fucking boring and confusing.
But the thing is, like I watched like I'd say like episode 4, and I still wasn't like hooked.
Oh
It's
yeah,
got a
I
banger
nothing
OP though.
for you.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
that's true.
The fucking
Yeah.
end song though, holy moly!
Oh, that as well, dude. That's fucking.
Oh wait,
like,
it might be the
I did
end
not
song
expect.
I'm thinking of, right?
That is claims.
I did not expect Jujutsu Kaisen that like ending to be like that.
It
All
goes
right.
so hard, unironically.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was-
yeah, no.
I'm debating between like saying I am learning piano and I'm trying to play like video game songs. Do you know video game songs are fucking hard?
Well, I mean,
I can see that, yeah.
yeah.
Like, I'm not talking about like
Written, like,
recent songs. I'm talking about like the surf theme from Pokemon, like Ruby Sapphire. It's like weirdly hard to play. It sounds super simple. It like doesn't feel that way at all.
I'm trying
I
to
mean, that's just kind of the thing with instruments in general.
How long have you been playing the piano?
So I bought the piano in like January, but I'm like very on and off trying to learn through like YouTube and stuff. I can like read sheet music.
That's a good start.
That's the hardest
And that's
fucking part.
yeah,
to
that's
be
like
honest.
genuinely helped so much because like now I can like use other people's notes on how to play stuff, right?
Yeah, when I was learning how to play guitar, it was the same way. Like, it was the sheet music, and then after you learn how to read sheet music, it was getting the dexterity in your fingers, which I imagine is the same for piano.
Oh, that's absolutely where I'm stuck at right now. It's like trying to play 2 different things at the same time. It's like
Yeah,
I
your
can
fucking
play them
brain, man.
separately. I have 2 different hands, but like I can't move them at the same time.
The thing with like piano, right? It's like you kind of like playing like the bass and the melody at the same time.
Yeah, and it's hard to get your brain to focus on doing 2 separate things at once with both of your hands at the same time.
I need to like split my brain. Okay, this side goes for this hand, this side goes for that hand.
I mean, even
Yeah.
if it's not hands, like especially like playing an instrument and singing, that's also hard. Like it seems easy, but it's kind of hard to keep like the 2 like processes going at the same time.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
feel like singing. Maybe it's because I'm not like good at singing, but
Well, like
I
I was
feel
in
like
I was in
singing,
mariachi.
it's like more of an
I was-
instinctive thing, right? You're just like saying the words to the song that your fingers are doing, right?
No, I mean I was in mariachi for like pretty much my entire like high school like
Goddamn Mexicans out here.
year. Fuck you. Anyway, like there were like the teacher would tell us, "Oh, you got to sing for this part," and I would try to do it, and I couldn't because like I kept bumbling like the guitar, and so at some point I just didn't even try. Or I think most people didn't even try either because they would like where there's parts where we all have to sing, like only like a few people would sing.
Rob, are you telling me all the stereotypes are true?
Do you have drugs in your
I
pocket
do
right
have-
now?
Oh my god.
Okay. Bruh.
I'm probably cutting
I
that.
do own a guitar. I haven't really picked it up, to be honest.
All right, whenever you learn guitar, we'll start a.
Do you have a sombrero?
Not like actually like the big one.
Do you have
no.
a cowboy hat?
Yeah.
All right, I also have a cowboy hat. This is good.
That doesn't surprise
Well,
me.
we live in
You guys
Texas.
from
That's
Texas.
standard. You get that like when you're born in Texas. Not born,
It
but
comes with the power
anytime.
grid.
Yeah, it comes with the power grid. You enter Texas, you are like, Texas is legally obliged to give you a cowboy hat.
That would be sweet, actually, if that was true.
What do you mean?
If it counts, when you come to Florida, you get orange juice for free.
Oh man,
Bro, that sounds shitty, honestly.
I want to
You get
believe
orange
that.
juice
You don't like
anywhere.
orange juice?
Great, yo, I love
Wow.
orange juice. I prefer
Apple-
apple
No, give
juice.
me
but,
give
you
me
know.
like a gator
Can I ask
like
for
skin
apple
or
juice
something.
instead?
Fucking Christ! Here's your complimentary gator.
Yeah.
You get a gator egg. You get your own friend. There you go.
From what I've seen and heard about Florida, like you literally could just walk down the street and be like, I want a pet gator today, and then there's one walking across the street conveniently for your pleasure, and you just pick them up.
I mean, like, people will say that about Texas too, and I've lived here all my life. I've never gone rural enough to see gators.
I can confirm, Soup. I've seen gators up close.
Ooh.
That is terrifying.
I've asked
They, like,
Lyd
"Hey."
if she's eaten gator. She said yeah.
Yes, I've eaten gator
Really?
too. Yeah.
What the fuck?
What it tastes
Is
like.
it good?
It really just tastes like, just imagine chicken nuggets, but like homemade chicken nuggets. Not like
Interesting.
McDonald's kind.
I was about to say, if you say chicken, I'm gonna lose my mind, but I'm kinda not surprised.
Yeah, like that's pretty much what it tastes like.
I mean, like reptiles and like birds are like pretty close.
I guess
honestly.
so, yeah. They
I
were
just
both
imagine like
dinosaurs at
Lyd
one
walking
point,
out her
right?
front door and being like, I want gator today, and she just pulls out a fucking like a butcher knife and fucking dives into the bayou and starts stabbing.
God, if
I
do you guys
I
want to
could.
know something, go ahead.
Wild. What's up?
Lyd was saying something.
No, just saying I could.
If you guys want to see something trippy, look up dinosaurs with feathers. I don't know about y'all. So like apparently we now know that all dinosaurs had some kind of feathering to them, right? But like
Even like a T-Rex?
yeah,
Jurassic Park was wrong.
basically
I would've
yeah, like
guessed.
every single dinosaur had some kind of feathers on them.
Mark Wahlberg would never lie to me.
But like you look at them and they look so wrong, and it's like I know this is like accurate to real life, but real life is stupid.
Yeah.
Fuck you, history. You're wrong. I refuse.
They don't
Honestly,
they don't look like reptiles. They look more like giant chickens.
well, hasn't that been said before that like a chicken is pretty much a dinosaur, like a modern
Genetically,
day
yes, but I want dinosaurs to look like dinosaurs, not chickens.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just think that's funny here, honestly.
I recognize that.
I think you're just a
Alright.
chicken fan, and you're trying to project onto the dinosaurs. what
Yeah,
you
you're
want.
a chicken denier, Dias.
I'm a chicken denier.
Everything has always been chicken, Dias. Everything has always tasted like chicken and looked like chicken. You're in denial.
I mean, hey, I'll take it, dude. I got legit today. I spent $65 on a box of like chicken wings, like the restaurant
Oh, yeah, how much?
Depot boxes.
So much money.
How much did you spend?
$65
$65.
on chicken wings.
Wow.
Wait,
Because
from
you go to
where?
Yeah,
Wings,
you get a
huh?
Restaurant Depot, you get the giant boxes, right?
Are they made out of gold?
No, it's made out of
$65
chicken
for
wings. It's
chicken
even
wings.
better.
Oh.
Bruh, just go out and like find a chicken, eat it.
No, but so this is
Damn.
like if you ever buy
It's
like
worst
scam,
habit.
man.
you go to Restaurant Depot, right? And you buy
I
it
don't
in
even
bulk,
know what
it's
that
so
is.
much cheaper to like getting it individually, right?
Yeah, well, first off, what is that? I've never heard of it.
Is that like
so
Costco?
it's like have you been to Sam's Club?
Okay.
I think once.
It's like Costco.
Yeah. It's like the sort of
Yeah.
you just the places that like you would go to get like you can't get like a single
The white people store.
Item
There we
there.
go.
You buy in bulk.
yeah.
Yeah.
You get like the
many chicken wings
buns are
came
like
in?
doubled, like just like a lot of amounts are doubled or like packaged together.
How many chicken wings were in it?
I think it's 60 pounds of chicken wings.
60 pounds.
Okay, you know what? That makes sense then.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, that seems like fair price.
why-
Dias, what do you
why
need
that
60
much?
pounds
Yeah.
of chicken wings?
Well,
You
because
were
I'm gonna
eating
eat
that for
them like
weeks.
throughout the next like 8 months.
I suppose that's fair.
How do you cook them?
Just well, so I tried air frying them and they turned out really good, but like usually I would like half fry in oil.
Oh my my
and
god,
then
he has
like
an
flip them
air
over
fryer.
after.
He has an air
like,
fryer.
8 minutes.
This fucking
Air fryers
guy.
are good.
They're so convenient. You don't have to think. You just chuck it in and set the air fryer
Yo.
on.
Fries in
Yep.
an air fryer are actually the fucking bomb.com.
I've never had anything air fried, so I wouldn't know.
I'll say for like reheating stuff, it's almost always better to use a pan. Especially it's like pizza. I think like has doing pizza in a pan with like a little bit of water to steam it is really nice. But outside of that, like I use the air fryer for everything.
Dias cooks. He plays the piano. Fucking Jesus. Get on it.
Yeah,
This
get
is
a
what
load of this
happens when
hunk
you
right
stop
here.
writing.
Fucking guy. Are we done? Are we ending the podcast now? I feel like we should end the podcast.
All right, I'm hitting this.
Yeah.
we went on
Gone
a tangent
so
about
off
chicken wings.
We're like stabbing gators and praising chickens and fucking. That's gonna be the name of this podcast, by the way.
Check out the links in the description if they're there. Goodbye.
There will be. That was
What?
terrible. You know, you guys say thanks for listening, and
Thanks for listening. Check out the links in the description.
I hate this guy.
The
Lid,
hell?
you're the new owner of the podcast.
All right.
Finally, I'm free.